you wouldn't be wrong. Let us record, produce, mix and master your audio like nobody does. Reach us on our contact today for the best quality job.
From Dubai to Lagos, Nigeria, and across the globe, SOUQ News TV is your #1 station focusing on business, economy, and development. With global digital reach, we connect Africa's pulse to the world stage. Welcome to SOUQ News Television, and here we go beyond the headlines. From breaking news, in-depth conversational programs, to market analysis and indices. From policies affecting growth to unique documentaries, from live event coverage to bespoke productions, we deliver content that connects you to the world. At SOUQ News Television, we provide news surrounding business, economy, and development, infomercials and jingles that stand out, short and long-form documentaries crafted to international standards, independent production spaces with full technical support, special coverage for individual and corporate events, a special form of documentaries through our prestige package, Immortals, where we tell your story the way you'd love it, and business support services tailored for small enterprises. SOUQ News TV, powered by FemWatch Limited, also home to the Isle 95.9 FM Lagos and Kasua 99.7 FM Kano, and Emirate News Television Abuja, together forming Africa's trusted media powerhouse. Storytelling, coverage, and connection that matters. SOUQ News TV, your home for business, economy, and development.
Hello, Lagos. Make we yarn.
Hello, boy, this POS marker don't pass your code. Listen, go swipe, alert no enter. Before you know it, jump.
Wait, wetin really happen?
Maybe you fake alert the warriors.
Okay, so Mona, listen, if you dey do POS business, no expose your alert.
Hello, Ogbefi. They don't walk that road where they worry for our local government for years.
This one sweet me, I no lie you. Because you know what, development where they work, it deserve loudspeaker. Now why we dey here be that? For here, we know the abuse, we dey bring solution. My name, it is Ikechukwu Uyemike, aka Ogbefi Ishegwari.
Make we yarn every weekday from 10 a.m. go to 12 o'clock on top the eye 95.9 FM.
Property, a unique blend of architectural design, stunning locations, and thoughtful details. It plays a vital role in our life, providing shelter and security, wealth creation, and a sense of belonging. Properties leave a legacy for future generations, create business opportunities, and convey social status. The real estate market is constantly evolving, with trends and prices shifting in response to economic, social, and environmental factors. In-demand properties include sustainable homes, multi-generational homes, urban condos, and suburban single-family homes. The real estate market is a dynamic and ever-changing landscape influenced by economic, social, and environmental factors. Otumbagbemi Oyenei, an expert in the field, shed more light on the real estate industry.
The trend now, and that is where terraces are coming in now, so that you can have multiple, one bed apartment and all that, all structured together in a small space of land. So that is a trend. Developers are now building smaller apartments that are easy to sell or easy to rent or lease.
Affordable housing initiatives are on the way to provide options for low-income earners, while luxury properties in cities like Lagos and Abuja cater to the growing middle class. Commercial properties such as office space and retail centers are also in high demand due to economic growth. Globally, sustainable living and smart homes are gaining popularity, with eco-friendly properties and integrated technology becoming increasingly desirable. cocoa. In Lagos, there have been commendable innovation through this industry.
The low-income earners definitely, we just have to wait. In a civilized environment, that is where government comes in to, bring SOUQ to create opportunity, mortgage, and things like that. We don't have an effective mortgage system yet in the country. So good for them to understand, because sometimes when you want to buy a property and you hear the price, and then you wonder sometimes why. But if you also know that the cost of building material has gone up by almost 300% just in the last 12 months, then you will understand why. So it's easier for you to, appreciate the value and then the cost. Yeah, we are talking to government to liberalize the mortgage system to make it affordable and accessible to the ordinary citizen. What the government has done so far is to, through the Federal Mortgage Bank, to ensure that civil servants and all that can access it, through their pension. But what about the market women? What about the, drivers? Recently, the government is actually trying to do something in that regard to make housing. In fact, there is a program now where the government want to set up or construct 1,000 housing units in every state. A committee is already set up, and they are already going around all the states for the state governors to allocate, land where this is going to take place. So government is already doing something on that.
In other parts of the world, median home prices vary widely, ranging from $200,000 in the US to over $1 million in cities like Hong Kong and Singapore. Understanding this trend and cost is crucial for buyers, sellers, and investors to make informed decisions and capitalize on emerging opportunities in the ever-changing real estate market. Praise Matthias for SOUQ News.
We've got just what you need right here at Venue Wash Media. Call it the Midas touch, and you wouldn't be wrong. Let us record, produce, mix, and master your audio like nobody does. Reach us on our contact today for the best quality job.
I love cocoa because of my everyday cup of coffee. You may not be a lover of coffee like me, but I want to believe that you would like to make money from cocoa if you have your way around it, isn't it? This is Cashcraft, where we share with you insights on how to make money out of different business ideas you might already know but feel uninterested. You might even not be aware and just feeling lost in the crowd trying to find what best suits you. Whether you know or not, it can only get better when you are open to more knowledge and great ideas. My name is Grace Komolafe, and I want you to join me as I spy into the cocoa business. No hypes, just what works. Everybody knows cocoa, but not everyone knows the many things it's used for. When you hear cocoa, your mind jumps straight to the chocolate, sweet, dark, rich chocolate. But cocoa is far more than a one-trick bean. Cocoa comes from the cocoa tree, Theobroma cacao, but the part used for cocoa and all the other products is the bean, which grows inside the tree's pod. The cocoa tree produces large, colorful pods. Inside each pod are 20 to 50 cocoa beans surrounded by sweet pod. The beans are the real stars. They are fermented, dried, roasted, and processed to produce cocoa solids, cocoa butter, and chocolates. Cocoa is rich in fat. Beyond chocolate, it is used for food and beverage, beauty and skincare, pharmaceuticals, agriculture and industry, health and wellness. Now, let's talk business. Starting a cocoa farming business can be rewarding, especially in tropical regions where the crop thrives. Here are key tips to help you begin. 1. You need to understand the crop. Cocoa grows best in humid tropical climates like West Africa, South America, and Southeast Asia. It needs plenty of rainfall, shade, and rich, well-drained soil. And it starts yielding from 3 to 5 years after planting. 2. Get training or mentorship. Learning from experienced cocoa farmers or attending agricultural workshops can help a great deal. Likewise, understanding the life cycle such as nursery period to transplanting, maintenance, harvesting, drying and fermenting remains very important. Usually, cocoa trees begin their journey in a nursery where seeds from high-yielding varieties are planted in fiber pods or plastic bags. These seedlings grow quickly, and in just a few months, they are ready to be transplanted to the main farm. 3. Choose the right variety. Select high-yield and disease-resistant cocoa varieties like CRI series from Ghana or Amazonia and Trinitario hybrids. Number 4. Secure land. Choose land in a cocoa-friendly zone. Test the soil to ensure it's fertile and free from waterlogging. 5. Set up a nursery. Germinate seeds in polybags or trays for 3 to 4 months before transplanting. Alternatively, buy seedlings from a certified nursery. 6. Land preparation and planting. Clear the land and provide shade. Cocoa doesn't like direct sunlight. Space your cocoa trees 3 times 3 meters apart. Include shade trees like banana or plantain in the early years. We move to 7. Now, regular maintenance. Weeding, pruning, mulching, and pest disease control are crucial. So apply manure or fertilizer as needed. Number 8 tips you need to know is harvest and post-harvest handling. Cocoa pods are ready when they turn yellow or orange. Harvest with care. Don't damage the tree. Ferment beans 5 to 7 days and dry them thoroughly for quality. And now it's time to make the cash. The number 9 tips is to market and sell. Connect with local cocoa buyers, processors, or cooperatives. Remember that quality beans fetch better prices. Hence, focus on good fermentation and drying. Lastly, I bring you the number 10 tip. Think long term. Cocoa is a long-term investment, so be ready for it. No complaints or over-agitation. Consider forming or joining a farmer cooperative for support and better access to resources. May I add that to begin a cocoa farming business, it is important to establish a comprehensive business plan. This plan should encompass key aspects such as a business description, product offerings, organizational structure, marketing strategies, competitive analysis, operational procedures, and financial details. These elements are crucial for laying a solid foundation to successfully launch and grow your cocoa farming venture. Kindly do a very detailed research to support the tips I just shared with you. So when you get in, you can come out with encouraging profits. Note, this is not a professional guide. It is just a heads up, a way to call your attention or pull you out of the lost crowd so you can begin to think differently and think business. Until I see you again, I am Grace Komalafe signing out on Cashcraft.
Hello Nigeria, hello Africa. Yeah, this is Sound Man. Keep watching SOUQ News.
My name is Babalola from Excel LED. Keep watching SOUQ News.
My name is Shepherd Michael Adewale Onofuye. I enjoy you all to always watch SOUQ News TV.
Hi, I'm Tom Bogabowles, and please keep watching SOUQ News.
Wale Seriki, SLG Lagos Island East, SOUQ News, keep out,
watching them and keep a lookout for them. They're up and coming, and we're proudly to be affiliated with them.
You alone where they make me go crazy. This your love in the cool of my brain. You're my medicine, I need you all day. Yo, it's Blackface Nigeria and you're watching SOUQ News TV. Keep it locked on this dial, don't change it. You know what I say? Blackface Nigeria, love no bad.
Drop makes a hole in a stone, not by force, but by consistent dripping. Nothing describes this woman more apt than her indomitable and consistent drive for excellence. Born Bilikisu Abiodun Moturayo Omobalanle Adekola on December 24, 1962, into the family of Alhaji Abdulmoshood Adekola, the first grandson of the first Alhaji in the city of Ibadan, and a Cameroonian mother, Mrs. Hannah Aduke Adekola, in the ancient city of Ibadan, Oyo State. While her mother was still pregnant with her, left for England to further his education. And while she was pretty much young, her mother left the country to go join her husband, to return while she was 8 years. Meanwhile, she was left to be cared for by her grandmother. She was registered in a private boarding primary school at the age of 4.
My parents had me. My father went off to England to go to school before I was born. He left my mother pregnant with me. My mother had me, and before I was a year old, left to join her husband in England, and I was left with my grandmother. I grew up with my grandmother before my parents came back like 8 years after. Spent my first, from about age 4 or 5, I was sent into a boarding nursery school. I lived in boarding school at a very early age because my parents wanted to protect me from becoming a local Ibadan girl.
And she usually attributes these to her early independence and wisdom. Omo Agbanimi, some of her friends sometimes poke fun at her wisdom, which is way beyond her age.
I was raised by my grandmother, so I'm a bit of an old woman in my brain, in how I think, as my friends say.
Her foray into business started at a very young age at her grandmother's shop where she sells salt. Little did she know that this was going to stand her in good stead in life.
My first exposure to business was my grandmother's little shop where she sold salt. And I used to love to sit behind her little kiosk and help her to sell the salt. But who knew I was being trained for business in my future?
While at secondary school, she participated in the literary debating group, excelling in it, which made her consider a career in law, though that didn't last. Also, it is worthy of note that Ibukun Awoshika could hold her own in athletics, earning her the nickname Rabbit because she could really run.
As an athlete, if you want to run, and I used to be fast, they used to call me the Rabbit.
Unsure of what career path she was going to settle for, she considered becoming many things at one point or the other of her life. After secondary school, she thought of becoming a medical doctor, but she couldn't stand the sight of a cadaver, so she let go of that idea. Later on, architecture was another fancy that caught her attention. Similarly, she also considered becoming a chartered accountant. Finally, only see she could work in a bank.
I thought I wanted to be a doctor. Then I found out that they work with real dead bodies. I changed my mind very quickly. I then thought, you know what? I'd like to be an architect. I was good in sciences and had a problem if parents sentence you to science when you're good at both. So I ended up in Ife to study chemistry. By the end of my first year, I realized how much I hated chemistry. I could pass it, but I didn't love it. So then I thought, you know, I'd make a good lawyer. I debated throughout school. I used to represent my school in school's debate. So everybody knows that I can win an argument. So I gave it everything trying to change to law. I used to go and sit outside the door of the dean of law. And then one day the man said, come, what do you want? I want to change to law. Is that why you've been sitting outside of my office? Yes, sir. Okay, if I only take one person from another department next year, it will be you.
After the completion of her undergraduate degree at the University of Ife, she went for the compulsory one-year National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, in Kano State, where she worked as an audit trainee at Akintola Williamson Co., which later became Deloitte.
For youth service, I did everything to make sure they sent me to an accounting firm. They first sent me to a Muslim school to go and teach. That was easy to solve. I just wore a dress off my shoulder. I went to report. I was immediately rejected. Once they rejected me, I went back to the posting room and waited there for days until they sent me to Akintola Williams & Co.
Although she was later given full employment after her service year, she felt becoming an accountant wasn't a thing.
You would have thought that having gone through all that trouble, accounting would be the love of my life. When I got there, within the 1 year of my youth service, I realized how boring accounting is to me. Because they had all the processes somebody else had thought about before. All I had to do was open old dusty files from company to company without imagination or initiative. I'm a very restless human being. That was not going to work. So I finished the work, I did well, they offered me permanent employment, but I said thank you, but no thank you. Why? Because at that moment, I had come to a realization that that was not the vision for my life.
After returning home, she joined Alibert Nigeria Limited, a furniture company, as showroom manager. In a word, only to kill time. She only stayed for 3.5 months. She left to begin a furniture manufacturing company called Quibis Limited in 1989, just a month before her 26th birthday. The company later grew into SOUQ Center Limited, following a venture merger with SOUQ SA and Guarantee Trust back in 2004.
But the first job I could find 1 week after was in a furniture company. So I went there to kill time. My kill time project has resulted in 30 years of investment of my life in building a manufacturing group in furniture. So it was never the plan of my life. So some of you will accidentally find your purpose.
One could only wonder what had led her not only to compete, but to thrive in a male-dominated terrain. With over 30 years in business, Ibukun Awoshika is a woman to reckon with, encouraging more women to participate in the business terrain. Her passion to see the girl child not just to be educated, but much more to learn to own our own value and trade with it when there is need for it. Her lifelong ambition is to see herself die empty.
My biggest ambition in life is to die empty. Totally empty. That no talents, no giftings, no opportunities, nothing that I was born to do, that I have the capacity to do, that I do not do.
Following her remarkable achievements, she's been conferred with different doctorates, including one in business, entrepreneurship, and human capacity development from the Lagos State University, Ojo. Similarly, she was given a honorary doctorate of business administration from the Obafemi Awolowo University and another from the Olabisi Onabanjo University, Agoiwoye, Ogun State. Apart from our entrepreneurial prowess, Ibukun Awosika is an ordained minister of the gospel, a presenter, writer, and a TV host.
The Bible tells us that let every man be what? A liar. And let who alone be true? Let God alone be true.
She hosts a television program called Business His Way. Also, she acted in the 2020 Kunle Afolanyo movie titled Citation, which in addition to the books she had written, including Business His Way, The Girl Entrepreneur, The Girls in the Boardroom, and My Thoughts in Codes. In 2004, she earned a certification in Business Administration and Management from the IESE Business School. She's also the chairperson of the Novel Nigeria Office for Philanthropy and Impact Investment. She has consistently encouraged women to take up more leadership positions without compromising their values and integrity. In 2005, she was appointed the MD CEO of SOUQ SA of France, GTB PLC, the Chair Center Limited, and some local investors after the ban of the importation of furniture by the federal government of Nigeria in 2004. Furthermore, it is noteworthy to note that she independently established another ultra-modern furniture facility, Furniture Manufacturers Mart in Ikeja, Lagos. In 2008, she was among 5 Nigerian entrepreneurs who appeared in the first African version of the Dragon's Den. Unlike a great deal of others who knew exactly what they wanted to do from the beginning, she admitted to accidentally finding purpose. Ibukun Awoshika is a member of the Nigerian Economic Summit Group, a member of the board of Nigerian Sovereign Wealth Fund, a former chairperson of the Board of Trustees of Women and Management Business and Public Service, and a member of the IESC's International Advisory Board. Furthermore, she sits on the board of Digital Jura Limited and Cabri Nigeria PLC. Additionally, she's a fellow of the African Leadership Initiative and Aspen Global Leadership Network. History was made on the 7th day of September 2015. Following the resignation of Prince Ajibola Afonja, she became the first female chair of the First Bank of Nigeria in its 126 years of existence. Ibukun Awoshika's octo-Nigerian father, Abdul Moshood Adekola, who was a great influence in her life, passed on the 20th April 2020 after serving the Lord as an usher at the Fountain of Life Church in Ilupeju. He was a Muslim convert. He was converted few days before his 60th birthday. She got married on her 28th birthday to Abiodun Awoshika, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Excel Exploration and Production Company Limited, and they are blessed with 3 fine young men, Oludola, Olufishika, and Olamiposi. To celebrate a life of impact at 60, friends and mentees surprised Awoshika by building the Ibukun Awoshika Sports Center at our beloved secondary school, Methodist Girls High School, Yaba, Lagos. This project took about 6 months to complete and had some of our mentees like Tara Durutoye, Ndidi Okuanu, Chichi Nwoko, and Bisola Runsewe. They marshaled it alongside a team of other successful people. She stands like Joshua upon the pinnacle of the Horeb, looking to command an army of a new generation of women entrepreneurs that wouldn't stop at anything to achieving their God-given dreams. For her, she believes that regardless of how illustrious her career is and how successful she could ever get in life, her family and husband remain the most important gift in her life. Ibukun Awoshika.
Hello, Lagos. Make we yarn.
Hello, boy, if this POS matter, don't pass your code. Person go swipe, alerts no enter. Before you know it, jump.
Wait, what really happen?
Maybe you fake alert the warriors.
Okay, so Mona, listen, if you dey do POS business, no expose your alert.
Hello, Ogbefi. They don't walk that bar road where they warrior for our local government for years.
This one sweet me, I no lie you. Because you know what, development with the work, it deserve loudspeaker. Now why we dey here be that? For here, we know the abuse, we dey bring solution. My name, it is Ikechukwu Oyemike, aka Ogbefi Ishegwari.
Make we yarn every weekday from 10 a.m. go to 12 o'clock on Top the Eye 95.9 FM.
From Dubai to Lagos, Nigeria, and across the globe, SOUQ News TV is your #1 station focusing on business, economy, and development. With global digital reach, we connect Africa's pulse to the world stage. Welcome to SOUQ News Television, and here we go beyond the headlines. From breaking news, in-depth conversational programs, to market analysis and indices. From policies affecting growth to unique documentaries, from live event coverage to bespoke productions, we deliver content that connects you to the world. At SOUQ News Television, we provide news surrounding business, economy, and development, infomercials and jingles that stand out, short and long-form documentaries crafted to international standards, independent production spaces with full technical support, special coverage for individual and corporate events, a special form of documentaries through our prestige package, Immortals, where we tell your story the way you'd love it, and business support services tailored for small enterprises. SOUQ News TV, powered by FemiWatch Limited, also home to the Isle 95.9 FM Lagos and Kasua 99.7 FM Kano, and Emirate News Television Abuja, together forming Africa's trusted media powerhouse. Storytelling, coverage, and connection that matters. SOUQ News TV, your home for business, economy, and development. Human achievements, goal setting, hard work, and dedication have been proven to be some of the elements towards success. The journey of remarkable individuals with lasting impact on the world are often filled with manifold stories, but through determination, they build their lives and make extraordinary contributions. Join me on the story of a trailblazer in business and philanthropy, Aiboje Ig Mokwede, a lawyer turned banker who has done well for himself, made an indelible mark within the banking sector, and has continued in his ambition of touching lives within Nigeria and across Africa. Aiboje Ig Mokwede. Within the Nigerian business space and philanthropy, few names resonate and are respected profoundly. Such is Aiboje Aigemokwede. If you're just watching, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel for more great documentaries. Like, share, and comment. Known as a successful business mogul, banker, investor, and a philanthropist who cares about making difference, Aigemokwede's story is one of hard work, creativity, and a desire to drive positive change across Africa. Born to civil service parents on September 24, 1966 in Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria, he hails from Sabongida Ora, Edo State. Aiboje spent his formative years with his parents in Lagos, where he had his primary education at St. Saviour's School. He enrolled into Federal Government College, Kaduna, and at age 16, he was admitted to study law at the University of Benin, where he graduated at a young age of 19 with a law degree, displaying early signs of his exceptional intellect and drive. Called to the Nigerian bar in 1987, he started his career in 1988 as a lawyer at Continental Merchant Bank during his National Youth Service Corps NYSC year. In 1991, he joined Guarantee Trust Bank PLC, GT Bank, where he rose to prominence as an executive director. His big moment came in 2002 when he led the acquisition of Access Bank, turning it from a small regional bank into a big player, a banking powerhouse in the industry. Throughout his career, Aigemokwede has taken on different leadership roles, including Group Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Access Bank until December 2013. He later became President of the Nigerian Stock Exchange and retired in 2017, but remains on the National Council. Bowing out of Access Bank, he was given a befitting send-off.
No man or combination of men could transform what we met in Access Bank in 2002 into what would cause this type of people to come and celebrate today's office.
His foresight and managerial acumen have brought him chairmanship and directorial roles in prominent organizations such as African Finance Corporation, Associated Discount House Limited, Petrolon Energy, among others, thereby contributing greatly to their growth and sustainability. Hard work, they say, pays. Aiboje Aigemokwede's hard work earned him many awards and honors. He received the National Productivity Order of Merit Award in 2009, conferred with Commander of the Order of the Niger CON in 2011 by the then President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan, during his administration for contributing to banking and finance. As a visionary leader, he was installed into the E&Y World Entrepreneurs Hall of Fame in 2011 as the EY West Africa Entrepreneur of the Year and named African Banker of the Year in 2013. these amounting to how much others values his leadership and ideas. He got honored by Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers of Nigeria. Beside his work, Aige Mokwede also gives back to society. This philanthropist is involved in efforts to improve governance and healthcare across Africa through his Aige Mokwede Foundation, making a positive impact on people's lives. He initiated the Adopt a Healthcare Facility program in 2019, and he is the chairman of ABC Health and director of the Private Sector Health Alliance of Nigeria. He is the founder of chairman of Coronation Capital Limited since 2015 and has contributed to the growth of the Coronation ecosystem. Coronation Capital Limited, with other arms of its businesses, also bettered Coronation Art Gallery in Lagos on the 13th of May 2022, a platform for showcasing exceptional works of art that embodied the essence of cultural significance and artistic expression. Aigboje Aige Mokwede founded Coronation Art Gallery with the vision of democratizing art, foster appreciation and understanding for the artistic world, and making it accessible to a wider audience.
Bumi Augusto is, I knew Bumi when she was born. I know her parents, and I know all her siblings. She's a beautiful, wonderful, gifted Nigerian artist. And just like many of the others here, the piece behind me is a triptych, long throats, all up to longer throats. I actually thought that I was going to caption this collection. You know, this is really a microcosm of my entire collection, but I was going to capture it longer throats because this represents a lot of this collecting I did during COVID. Many of these pieces actually were not in Nigeria. I brought them home. I'll tell you something. I'm known for collecting masters, you know, the Enwonwus and the Yusuf Grillos and so on. I still do, okay? And I kind of stuck to that genre of classic. Those are the people who, when I was growing up, as I told you, those are the people who were my parents, either just older than them or contemporaries. So I grew up knowing these artists as my uncles, okay? So my first collecting was, you know, from works, you know, done by masters like that. After a while, you know, these works are really priced in. But Bumi Augusto, you know, her works, you know, which may appear even a bit pricey now, in 10 years' time, you know. So this is also hosted by Coronation, which are companies that are all about wealth creation. So there's also the investment angle. I don't collect for investments, but, you know, with all that these great Nigerian and African artists, the young ones, have been doing, and the way their prices have been rising, you know, I've got to focus on investments now.
Collaborated with the Nigerian Civil Service to digitalize work processes and public service delivery in October 2021. Recognizing 43 public servants at the 2022 Civil Service Award ceremony on behalf of the Aige Mokwede Foundation, with an encouragement of cash prize worth 500,000 naira for each awardees.
It is my understanding that annually 43 public servants will be recognized in this fashion. And so, with effect from the 2022 Civil Service Awards ceremony, on behalf of the Aige Mokwede Foundation, we will be putting an endowment with effect from this award session, whereby each awardee receives a cash prize of 500,000 naira. And in the interest of digital culture, the credits will go directly to your accounts.
Among his many certifications, affiliations and fellowships, Ige Mokwede holds Triumph MBA from the London School of Economics, New York University, and HEC Paris. He attended an executive management program at Harvard Business School in the year 2000, and he is a member of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences, also appointed to the International Advisory Board of Oxford University's Blavatnik School of Government. Ige Mokwede is a honorary fellow of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria and had received an honorary doctorate of science from Olabisi Onabanjo University in 2018. Also honored by Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers of Nigeria last year in a groundbreaking ceremony.
If the operators of our markets, of a nation's capital markets, are properly resourced in terms of skill, capacity, and conduct, nothing can stop that nation and its citizens from leaving the tarmac and moving from third world to first world. Nothing can stop it. The correlation between the advancement of financial markets and the advancement of national economies is perfect. It's not almost, it is perfect. And so, you understand why I have tied myself to the future of this market and why I have tried from the very word go that my voice was heard to get the public sector and the elite within the private sector to understand that we cannot ignore this market.
Igboje is the fourth African co-chairman of the Global Business Coalition on Health and chairman of the Friends of the Global Fund, Africa. The business mogul has made significant donations to the Global Fund. He is the vice chairman of the Global Citizen Nigeria and creator of the Nigerian Solidarity Support Fund. There is always a story, or say many stories, behind every success, and this Ige Mokwede has shared in a book called Leaving the Tarmac, Buying a Bank in Africa, Red Door 2020. In it, he talked about how he and others turned Access Bank into a major success, showing his determination and vision.
On a personal note, I think the first thing is that I left Access Bank. I retired as CEO in 2013, and I knew that I needed time off just to recharge my battery, so to speak. I didn't think I would have more than a year and a half before my perpetual motion character, kind of took over once again. And so I wanted to use that period as productively as possible. So I had a year and a half, and what better to do in a year and a half, than write a book. And for me, it was an opportunity, for posterity to tell the story to my children in a structured sense, because before then, I just hadn't had the opportunity to sit down with my kids and say, this is what I did today, or this is what I did yesterday, and these are the highs and the lows of this journey. Herbert and I went through a hell of an experience between 2002 and 2013, and for him that experience has continued. We learned so much, we were exposed to so many things. We had really, really great mountains that we climbed, we scaled some pretty high heights and so on. In a sense, it would be very selfish of us to, lock this up in a box and not share it with others, because I think our experience, can be used by any other person who has an ambition to go out there and do, whatever it is they seek, whatever it is they dream about. And so the notion of writing for posterity and recording this period in my life, and probably more important, the notion of preparing a way for others, those are the things that drove me to write the book.
Ige Mokwede, former managing director of Access Bank Group, returns to lead Access Holdings, replacing Abubakar Jimo. His return after a decade aims to realize the shared vision of the late co-founder, Herbert Wigwe. Access Holdings PLC, trading under the Access Corp ticker on the Nigerian exchange, began to feel Igboje's progressive impact as its stock value increased by 1.52% following his appointments as chairman. Igboje Ige Mokwede is back again. Aige Mokwede is married to Ofovwe Aige Mokwede and has 4 children, namely Ohiozoje, Aima, Morenike, and Renown. He has been able to balance his family life with his professional achievements, setting an example as a leader and role model to many. He is an ordained minister of the Promised Land Ministry. In the annals of Nigerian business history, his story stands out, showcasing the power of vision, perseverance, and giving back to the community. From his humble beginnings to global recognition, he inspires others to dream big and make a difference. His legacy remains as he continues to make strides in business and philanthropy.
Just what you need right here at Femi Wash Media. Call it the Midas Touch and you wouldn't be wrong. Let us record, produce, mix and master your audio like nobody does. Reach us on our contact today for the best quality job.
Muhammad Yunus was born on the 28th of June 1940. in the village of Batwa, Chittagong, a British Indian colony which is currently known as Bangladesh. He attended Lama Bazaar Primary and Secondary School in his village and passed the matriculation examination into Chittagong Collegiate School, where he ranked 16th out of 39,000 students. After his graduation in 1961, Yunus joined the Bureau of Economics as a research assistant and was later appointed lecturer of economics at the Chittagong College. During that time, he also set up a profitable packaging factory on the side. In 1965, he received a Fulbright scholarship to study in the United States, where he obtained his PhD in economics from the Vanderbilt University Graduate Program in Economic Development. Between 1969 and 1972, after his keen education excellence of apex heights and proportions in the United States, he returned home and was appointed professor of economics at the University of Chittagong. He was eventually appointed onto the board of directors to the United Nations Foundation, where he served for 33 years. When Bangladesh suffered a famine in 1974, Yunus felt he had to do something for the very poor. In his country, he founded the Grameen Bank. His motivation was to create economic and social development for the very poor, giving long-term loans to those who wanted to start small enterprises to pay back when they can. The aim to help was to get many of them out of poverty. For this, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2006. Muhammad Yunus is a recipient of numerous international awards for his ideas and endeavors, including the Humanitarian Award in 1993, World Food Prize in 1994, Independence Day Award in 1987, Bangladesh's highest award, the King Hussein Humanitarian Leadership Award in 2000. He was also awarded the Volvo Environment Prize in 2003, Nikkei Asia Prize for Regional Growth in 2004, Franklin D. Roosevelt Freedom Award in 2006, as well as the SOUQ Peace Prize in the same year. All humans are born entrepreneurs, he would always fondly say. His heart showed through his everyday life.
When you visit Lagos for the first time and Google fun or recreational places in the city, at the top of that list will be Freedom Park. Located in Lagos Island on Broad Street, Freedom Park over the years has become home to the Nigerian arts and the culture at large. From annual big shows like the Lagos Theatre Festival, celebration at the Lagos Poetry Festival, to local festivals that celebrate literature, music and arts, Freedom Park is one of the most visited recreational sites in Lagos, for both local and tourist people alike. A place to mingle, unwind, or simply just have fun. Freedom Park, however, hasn't always been a place of fun and games. It has a history that dates to 1861, when Lagos was made a British colony. In 1885, Freedom Park was built as a fortified prison from imported bricks. It was referred to as Her Majesty's Broad Street Prison. Some prominent political prisoners were held in the prison, people such as Herbert Macaulay, Michael Imodu, and Obafemi Awolowo. In 1979, Her Majesty's Broad Street Prison was destroyed, reduced to a dumping ground. It was later rebuilt in the 1990s, celebrated in 2010, Nigeria's 50th Independence Day. Freedom Park still holds a bit of its history within its walls. In the museum, where there are pictures and artifacts. Some of the old prison facilities have been converted into leisure facilities that people visit and enjoy today.
Dubai to Lagos, Nigeria, and across the globe, SOUQ News TV is your #1 station focusing on business, economy, and development. With global digital reach, we connect Africa's pulse to the world stage. Welcome to SOUQ News Television, and here we go beyond the headlines, from breaking news, in-depth conversational programs, to market analysis and indices. From policies affecting growth to unique documentaries, from live event coverage to bespoke productions, we deliver content that connects you to the world. At SOUQ News Television, we provide news surrounding business, economy, and development, infomercials and jingles that stand out, short and long-form documentaries crafted to international standards, independent production spaces with full technical support, special coverage for individual and corporate events, a special form of documentaries through our prestige package, Immortals, where we tell your story the way you'd love it, and business support services tailored for small enterprises. SOUQ News TV, powered by FemiWatch Limited, also home to the Isle 95.9 FM Lagos and Kasua 99.7 FM Kano, and Emirate News Television Abuja, together forming Africa's trusted media powerhouse. Storytelling, coverage, and connection that matters. SOUQ News TV, your home for business, economy, and development.
My name is Shino Gbadegeshin. I'm the CEO of Gozi Micro Insurance. Continue to watch SOUQ News.
Adenike Adeyemi, Executive Director of Faith Foundation. Keep watching SOUQ News.
My name is Shepherd Michael Adewale Onofuye. I enjoy you all to always watch SOUQ News TV.
Hey everyone, Majuli Obaje here representing Gigi. Keep watching SOUQ News, okay? Stay updated with SOUQ News.
My name is Aton Kame. I am the head of MSME banking. Please keep watching SOUQ News and stay glued to SOUQ News.
I recommend that more and more people should watch SOUQ News because they deal with business news.
Hi, my name is Amaka Wokolo. I am the director of the Faith Institute at Faith Foundation. Keep watching SOUQ News.
to you the remarkable life of a Nigerian businesswoman who has overcome significant challenges to become one of the most successful entrepreneurs in Africa. Let me tell you about the strength, resilience, and passion for success of a woman who journeyed into the male-dominated world of oil exploration and production. A woman who displayed her love for philanthropic endeavors and her commitment to empowering others, particularly women and young people. This woman is Folorunsho Alakija. It takes only the brave, courageous, and smart-minded people to become rich and influential personalities in the world. In Africa, when we mention the names of rich and powerful women, you must mention the name Folorunsho Alakija, the richest woman in Africa. Her net worth, according to Forbes, is $1 billion. Now, how did she start? Let's take you down memory lane on the life of Folorunsho Alakija. Folorunsho Alakija was born on Sunday, 15th July 1951 to Chief L.A. Ogbara, her father, and Mrs. Ogbara, her mother, who is a businesswoman. She was born into a polygamous family of 8 wives and 52 children. Her mother was the first wife, and she was the 8th child of her mother. Young Folorunsho grew up at her family house located at Ido Oluwo Street, Ikorodu, Lagos. She had her nursery education at Our Lady of Apostles Nursery School from 1955 to 1958, also in Lagos. At the age of 7, her parents enrolled her at a primary school in Wales called Dino Ben School for Girls in Wales. She was in that boarding school for 4 years before she returned to Nigeria. After her primary education, she attended Muslim High School, Shagamu, Ogun State in 1963. Well, during the holidays, she would go to her mother's shop to participate in the textile business. She would learn about trading and marketing of textiles. Generally, she learned a lot of tricks about business. After graduation from high school, she enrolled at Pitman Central College, London, to study secretarial studies. In 1974, Folorunsho started her career working as an executive secretary at Sijuade Enterprises. After gaining some experience there, she moved on to First National Bank of Chicago, now First City Monuments Bank, working as the executive secretary to the managing director. Later, she was appointed the new head of the corporate affairs department of the International Merchants Bank of Nigeria, formerly First National Bank of Chicago. She moved on in her career to become office assistant to the Treasury Department. After spending 12 years in the banking sector, Folorunsho traveled to London in 1984 to study fashion designing. She studied intensive courses in millinery and fashion design at the American College in London and the Central School of Fashion. When she returned to Nigeria, she established her fashion label called Supreme Stitches. Within 3 weeks of setting up her business, she was invited to take part in a fashion competition. Folorunsho won the competition that brought her straight into the limelight of the fashion industry in Nigeria. Prominent women from different parts of the country started making clothes with her. Her fashion company thrived successfully, and a few years later, she renamed it to the Rose of Sharon House of Fashion, making it a proper fashion line. As her success in fashion grew, she was later made national president of the Fashion Designers Association of Nigeria, FADON, and a lifelong trustee of the association. By the early 1990s, Folorunsho decided it was time to expand her business tentacles tentacles to oil and gas. Her company, FAMFA Limited, was incorporated in September 1991. The company applied for an oil prospecting license, OPL, to explore a 617,000-acre block for oil, now OPL 216. In August 1993, the company was awarded the leasehold rights of OPL 216 oil block, and it was renamed officially. FAMFA Oil was changed to FAMFA Oil Limited. Its goal was to be the forefront of indigenous oil and gas exploration and production in Nigeria. Folorunsho got on board the exploration of a major deep water oil field located 1,500 meters off the Niger Delta, the Agbami field. She gained access by partnering with Star Deepwater Petroleum, a subsidiary of Texaco, through a joint venture agreement. FAMFA Oil Limited then appointed Star Deepwater Petroleum as its official technical advisor for the OPL 216 exploration license. The company received 40% of FAMFA's 100% stake, while the remaining 60% was retained by FAMFA and the Alakija family. It was discovered in 1998 by Shell. Star Deepwater Limited, an affiliate to Chevron, functions as the operator of the field. Through her company, FAMFA, Folorunsho and other companies are oil benefactors of the Agbami field. The Agbami field was first discovered in 1998 but only became active in 2008. Its operations will last throughout 2024. After a majority of its vast reserves would have been extracted, she had to fight back against the government in court for laying claims to a 50% stake in her company. It was initially a 40% stake, but the government later returned for an additional 10%, claiming that the company generated a revenue of $10 million from the oil block. Folorunsho felt it was unfair because her company had worked hard, invested everything in the business. When the fruits of their labor started to manifest, that's when the government took everything away. The Alakija family fought the government in court until they won on May 22, 2012. The first drilling of the Agbami well was done on 15 July 1998. The exploratory well was about 4,700 feet underwater, which was the deepest depth in Nigeria at that time. From the license application to the point of the company's first strike, there was an interval of 17 years. Today, FAMFA Oil Limited is a leading oil and gas exploration company. Folorunsho Alakija has other businesses in property, real estate, and in printing. She owns Dayspring Property Development, a real estate company with investments in different parts of the world. She also owns Digital Reality Print Limited, a printing company and corporate services provider. And in the area of philanthropy, Folorunsho's success story would not be complete without mentioning how she wants to give back to society. She wants to help those in need. Hence, she started the Rose of Sharon Foundation, which was created in 2008. It is a registered faith-based NGO that has empowered widows and their families and orphans to be successful through education programs and scholarships up to the university level within the country, Nigeria. Through FAMFA Oil Limited, Folorunsho also hands out yearly scholarships to 9,000 medical and engineering students across the nation. The foundation has also donated a total of 21 chest clinics for the treatment of tuberculosis in 21 states across Nigeria, including the Niger Delta region and Lagos State. They have successfully donated 4 e-libraries and 2 school libraries to schools within the nation. In addition, she has a foundation created to empower women called Flourish Foundation. It encourages women in their different careers and provides grants for female entrepreneurs who want to start a business. Folorunsho is also a writer and has written a few books. For instance, one of the books titled The Cry of Widows and Orphans and the University of Marriage, and also the Folorunsho Alakija Speaks, to mention a few. Now, Folorunsho's personal life would not be complete in this article without mentioning her husband, Mr. Modupe Alakija. Folorunsho and Modupe got married in November 1976. Their marriage is blessed with 4 sons and their grandchildren, and they reside in Lagos, Nigeria. Folorunsho holds so many awards and recognitions for her contribution to society. She holds 6 honorary degrees and a fellowship at the Yaba College of Technology. In July 2013, she was appointed as the Vice Chairman of Nigerian National Heritage Council and Endowment for Arts. She became the first female chancellor in Osun State University and Nigeria's first female chancellor on the 9th of March 2016. She is also one of the Lagos Business School's alumnus and a member of the Commonwealth and Investment Council Advisory Board. She is also an advisory board member for Center of African Studies, Harvard. On July 17, 2021, Benson Idahosa University, Benin City, bestowed on her an honorary doctorate degree in business administration. In conclusion, Folorunsho Alakija's story is a tale of hard work, determination, persistence, and courage. She was able to build up her marriage, raise an upstanding family, and build her empire. She also faced challenges in her life, but she conquered these challenges. She is living proof that success is not limited by gender, age, nationality, or financial backgrounds, but rather success is the product of courage to take risks and stand up strong in the face of adversity.
Just what you need right here at Femi Wash Media. Call it the Midas Touch and you wouldn't be wrong. Let us record, produce, mix and master your audio like nobody does. Reach us on our contact today for the best quality job.
Africa is on the rise, and at the forefront of its growth is a sector as old as civilization itself, agriculture. Once marked by subsistence farming and challenges with food security, agriculture in Africa is now experiencing a powerful transformation. From the fertile lands of Nigeria to the tea fields of Kenya, agriculture is driving economic growth and lifting millions out of poverty. African governments and internal investors are taking notice, pouring in resources to support smallholder farmers and expand sustainable farming practices. Digital innovation is playing a major role in this transformation. Mobile apps provide farmers with crucial information on weather, market prices, and crop management. These digital tools are empowering farmers to make informed decisions, increase their yield, and get fair prices for their produce. Now I know when it rains, I can plan my planting better, and I know where to sell my crops for a good price. It's really changing our lives. We are committed to investing in agriculture as a pillar of our economy. Our goal is to make farming not only viable but a source of wealth and stability for our people. African countries are also scaling up for exports, especially in high-demand crops like coffee, cocoa, and cashew. By focusing on quality, Africa is capturing a larger share of global markets. But the transformation goes beyond exports. Across Africa, new farming techniques and policies are helping to meet domestic demand and reduce reliance on food imports, contributing to food security across the continent. Women are also a key part of Africa's agricultural revolution. They make up a significant portion of the agricultural workforce, and initiatives are empowering women farmers with resources and training to enhance productivity. From subsistence to sustainability, the future of agriculture in Africa is bright. With innovation, investment, and resilient communities, Africa is sowing the seeds of prosperity.
Dr. SOUQ A. Adedeji, whose leadership has significantly transformed Nigeria's tax administration, is a distinguished first-class graduate in accounting from the prestigious Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, and he currently serves as the chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS.
I firmly believe in the wisdom that encapsulated in the statements. Revenue growth is the lifeblood of the national economy, providing means to fulfill essential duties to its citizens. These words capture the core principle that will guide us as we navigate the challenging terrain ahead, ensuring that our nation thrives and fulfills its obligations to its citizens. In our pursuit of greater fiscal future, we are determined to align ourselves with President Bola Tinubu's Extreme Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform Committee. This collaboration will enable us to shape the prosperous fiscal landscape that will empower our nation's growth and development.
Born on January 8, 1978 in Ogbomoso, Oyo State, Nigeria, Dr. Adedeji is an accomplished accountant and public officer with extensive expertise in corporate taxation and public finance. His journey in public service began in 2011 when he was appointed as Commissioner for Finance in Oyo State. In that capacity, Adedeji introduced transformative financial reforms, most notably the establishment of the Treasury Single Account (TSA) to streamline government revenues and expenditures. In March 2021, President Muhammadu Buhari appointed Adedeji as Executive Secretary of the National Sugar Development Council (NSCDC). In this capacity, he founded the Nigeria Sugar Institute and spearheaded the Sugar Backward Integration Program, which sought to enhance local sugar production and reduce reliance on foreign imports. In June 2023, President Bola Tinubu appointed Adedeji as Special Advisor on Revenue, and by September of that same year, he had ascended to the position of Executive Chairman of FIRS, Nigeria's leading tax authority responsible for the assessment, collection, and management of federal taxes.
The focus will be on these indirect taxes, so that as long as you consume, you have to pay. As long as you have interest on your investment, you have to pay. And this is echoing Mr. President's message that we are not going to tax the seed, but we are going to tax the fruit. The fruit is what we focus on. So all those things, when we have this holistic process, it will be captured, and that the vision is to have a progressive tax, that if you earn more, you pay more, and if you earn less, you will not pay.
Under his leadership, FIRS exceeded its 2023 revenue target of 11.55 trillion naira. As chairman of FIRS, Dr. Adedeji implemented a performance-based system aligning with the service's new slogan, simplifying tax, maximizing revenue.
Dr. SOUQ Adedeji has done incredibly well in transforming and reforming
the tax processes and procedures in Nigeria. In a little over a year being at the helms of the affairs of the tax body in Nigeria, we have seen a significant improvement in revenue generation. His policy of not crumbling business with taxation is something that also needs to be applauded. SOUQ Adedeji philosophy is taxing fruits and not the seed, and taxing prosperity, not poverty. Because if you look at the fiscal landscape of Nigeria in the past 10 years, you find that businesses have struggled to live, and that has led to the exit of so many businesses from Nigeria. But with this new reform, we're saying that the businesses will profit from the reform processes, and that will mean more business for Nigeria. We will have a lot of foreign inflow in terms of foreign direct investment that will actually drive the process of economic growth for the country. And I think he has done so well, and he deserves a kudos, especially for taking the giant stride to restructure FRS for efficiency, for accountability, and for value for money.
He has also made the welfare of the staff a top priority, fostering a positive working environment that has brought smiles to the faces of FIRS employees nationwide. Supporters of the tax reform bills highlight several key benefits, harping on the need for streamlined tax processes that could reduce bureaucratic hurdles and foster an environment where businesses can thrive.
He has initiated a lot of reform which dovetail into the tax reform bills that is before the National Assembly. This initiative is to improve on the tax administration system in Nigeria with a view to improving on the collection systems that will be beneficial to every member of the Nigerian state. SOUQ, as is well known, has improved on simplifying tax reform even within the federal landowner revenue, which in no means has improved on tax administration, and he celebrated essentially for the core initiative of the tax reform.
Under Dr. Adedeji's leadership, Nigeria's tax system has gone beyond mere policy adjustments. Its focus is on fostering sustainable growth and ensuring that the benefits of tax reforms reach both businesses and citizens.
So those that are attaching the bill, one, they are doing that in view of the formula they discovered, which may not be, will not augur well for them on the VAT allocation. And then secondly, they may be having the feeling that this law was just designed to favor Lagos State in the course of its own effort to become a state that has special status. Okay? It says so that will make it to be seen as if it is a country of its own, even though it's not up to the level of country, but it is higher than all other states in the country. Probably this may be the reason why they are agitating. The one that you can see clearly is on this issue of VAT, and then they have other suspicion. So that is another worry that I have. The issue of trust. Trust, what do some experts call trust deficit. Yes, will be promoted greatly by this if corrective measures are not taken. Graduation has not been defined. But then people have to go by what is happening now. As they go against it. Since now the graduation is about contribution of state that are producing these goods and services being consumed. So they have the right to just say that, oh, so now instead of 20%, it will now be 60%. And then you hear the government functionaries, including members of the committee, saying that no, that's not what they mean. They mean area of consumption. this 60% derivation is about consumption area, not location of the headquarters of the company that produce the good or service. You should have defined that in the law.
Contributing to long-term national development, Dr. SOUQ A. Adedeji's career is a testament of his unwavering commitment to improving Nigeria's financial systems and enhancing revenue generation, showcasing his exceptional expertise in corporate and public finance.
The Trump administration has once again thrust U.S. immigration policy into the global spotlight with the recent announcement of a new voluntary self-deportation program that offers a $1,000 stipend to undocumented immigrants who agree to leave the country on their own. This incentive-based strategy is a calculated shift from the traditional, more aggressive deportation measures and is already stirring debate among policymakers, immigration advocates, and the public alike. The program, introduced in early May 2025, is being implemented by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. It allows undocumented migrants to register for voluntary departure using the CBP-1 app, after which they will receive a government-funded flight and a $1,000 stipend upon confirmation of their exit. Homeland Security officials argue that this move is designed to save taxpayers significant amounts of money. According to data provided by the DHS, a forced deportation process costs the government an average of $17,121 per individual. In contrast, the stipend program is seen as a cost-effective alternative that also reduces the strain on overcrowded detention centers and court dockets. This new measure is a part of a broader, intensified effort by the Trump administration to curb illegal immigration and tighten control over the U.S. southern border. Since returning to power, President Trump has reinstated several policies from his first term, while introducing new ones aimed at deterring undocumented migrants. Deportation numbers have surged, with nearly 66,000 individuals removed from the U.S. within the first 100 days.
Take Nigeria because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
Idris said he's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigerian content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff? Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is SOUQ business landscape. Hello, good morning and welcome to SBL. This is your breakfast morning show. It's a beautiful, beautiful day, and it's drizzling in Lagos. For those that are still wondering, our raining season is still here with us. We really are not sure which season we are right now. Is it raining? Is it dry season? Is it Hamatan? But all put together, we are grateful, and Lagos is moving forward. Today on SBL, we will bring you, like we do daily, what's happening in the stock market. It took a very slight dip yesterday, but hey, it's all good. I'll also tell you, the present administration is saying, hey, we have to start processing our shea butter. So that particular ban on export of shea butter, if you remember, sometime last year has been extended by 1 year. We will get to talk about that and things that are also coming out of that. Then, hey, the Nigerian startup has been able to raise some significant amount in January. Beautiful, beautiful things ahead. A whole lot of stories will be on the table today, and we will want you to partake in every one of them. Go to our social media handle, all of the social media platforms, and look for us. It's SOUQ News Television. Follow us, like us, share, drop your comment. We are reaching you from SOUQ News Television, live from Lagos to the world. My name is SOUQ, John Rogers SOUQ, and I have the night here with me. So, Your Excellencies, please join me as I welcome Olumide. Good morning.
Good morning, SOUQ John Rogers. Good morning, I'm Olumide Shukoya. Welcome to SOUQ Business Landscape. Let's get talking.
Let's get talking. Also, the Oracle is joining us via Zoom. Dr. Idahosa is joining us. Doc, good morning.
Good morning, Chooks.
Good. Can you see Doc?
Yes. The Nigerians, pleasure to be here.
You're welcome, sir. Looking all ready. Yes, let's hit this rolling. Now, the Nigerian exchange closed slightly lower amid profits taking. Trading on the Nigerian Exchange Limited ended on a mildly negative note on Wednesday, as profit taking in bellwether banking and insurance stocks offset bargain hunting in consumer and select oil and gas counters. The oil share index fell 0.06% to 194,370.20 points from 194,484.61 points. That is signaling a modest contraction in equities valuation. Now, market capitalization correspondingly eased to 124.74 trillion from 124.83 trillion, reflecting the slight decline. This is good news as far as we are concerned. When we see that market capitalization rising from 106 by January, we just want to see it keep going. Now, performance shows cautious investor sentiment with selective buying still present. Now, they noted that despite the minor dip, the market remains resilient and may rebound as trading activities stabilize in key sectors. I always look at something very specific. Once I'm looking at our NGX, I try to personalize it. And that has to do with our capitalization. If you remember, sometime last year, we were making comparison between our capitalization and that of South Africa, which happens to be up there. Then we now say, okay, let's leave here and now go to the US, then to China. We are looking for $1 trillion economy.
Yes, we are.
Good. So this is the easiest indices we can say, okay, good. Okay, we are getting somewhere.
We're getting somewhere. We're actually getting somewhere, but we need more inclusion. We need more digital financial literacy. It's mentioned there that selective buying and all that. We need a whole lot of more people in it. And that's why I'm also excited for the Dangote, who says in about 3 months, he would open up the floodgates of heaven. Don't mind me. And people will have access, to own a piece of the Dangote because he's confident.
The refinery.
Specifically. Because he's confident that the refinery is doing well and will continue to do well. And he says, okay, but we need more people like that. Not just more Dangote made. We need more Dangote made who will also open up and say, and list themselves on the market and let people, have that. I see a situation whereby NNPC also would also say, okay, open up to let people come and buy shares from NNPC.
Some NNPC subsidiaries are in the market.
Okay. Maybe I'm talking of let the people themselves.
Okay. We will talk to Ojulari. I think he will be in a better position to answer this. But Doc, let's get through this tricky part with you. We've seen the market go up and up. We've seen the banking shares and stock refuse to go down in the last year, in the last 2-3 years. Where do you see them moving? Do you see insurance doing what the banks have done in the last 5 years?
I think there's possibility when you understand the market and how people play in that market. People can trust what they're buying, and once they see the opportunities, of course, they're likely to take advantage of it. I think what is important is the fact that the insurance company need to do a lot more in terms of communicating acceptance to the general public. The way it is today is still very low in terms of acceptance. We have not scratched the surface of insurance at all. And once that is done, I can assure you that they can be as profitable as the banking sector. For investors, once opportunities are there and they know that there's opportunity to leverage whatever that is available, they will be willing to put in their money. And I think that is what it is. Not to worry at all. Market goes up and down, and and there is no threat to the market at all, a lot of people will still continue to do investment, and that investment will continue to impact how we do business here in our climb.
Okay, impacting how we do business here in our climb. We've had claims, counter-claims. We've had people push a narrative and others say, no, that's not right. And I'm talking about when it comes to tax on earnings, when it comes to your portfolio, in individual portfolios in the stock market. 2 days ago, we brought up the issue of Lagos State saying we are going to charge 5% on any gaming profit. Now, they are being specific. 5%. Are they going to take it directly from winnings or take it directly from the organizations running the betting games? That will have to be sorted out. But now let's get to portfolios. How do you think, or in what ways will you advise the government to go about taxes on profits made from different portfolios?
Well, I think almost everything is taxed already. It's just that somehow politicians find a way to incite public sentiment in some of all these things that happen. Even if you are buying or selling your stock on an app, you will see that when you sell, percentage is taken off it as tax. And I don't think there's anything new about taxation on portfolio. So it has always been there that the value that is taken, of course, government is going to take some money out of it. I think what people are actually concerned about is the capital gain tax that is said that at a certain threshold, government will need to take some value of it, but it's not going to be taken from individual who earn. It will be taken at source. And once those stocks are traded, the one that belongs to the government is given to the government. The one that belongs to NGS go to NGS, and then the balance is given to the investor. And I think that's the tradition everywhere in the world, and it's not something that is unique or peculiar to Nigeria. For every money that is earned, government take a little portion, because don't forget that government survive by taxation, and they don't have factories where they have to make profit. So I think that is what it is. People who bet, people who do gambling. I'm not sure government is legitimizing gambling, but what it's doing is that those betting that are legitimate, and if earnings are coming from it, then of course the people are definitely eligible for taxation. Because they use public roads, they use public schools, public infrastructures, and therefore they cannot be isolated from the payment of tax.
Okay, Doc has taken us to another road on this particular discourse, but it's all good. They use public amenities, so hey, if you make profit betting, you should pay some tax to the government. Now, one last question before we move to the next story. If you happen to be in a place of where you can give more orientation to the public, how will you sell NGX? What's the easiest way to sell NGX to the layman out there?
What I would tell the public is that let's stop looking for short-term gain. Let's plan for the rainy day. Let's plan for long-term. I think, and that's why we are all there's so much poverty in the land, because they say it's from hand to mouth. That's what we are operating. But you have to plan for next year, 2 years' time, 5 years' time. What's your 5 years plan? You know, when you go on the first date and she's asking you what's your 5-year plan, she's asking you what are your investments, what are you planning to do? So we need to start asking ourselves, what is your 5-year plan? And this is one of the ways to create that 5-year plan. So when you put money, and you can put as low, I do it every month. Every month there's a specific amount that goes in every month. So it's not about, oh, when you have millions. You don't have to wait to have millions. You can start with as low as 5,000 naira every month and say, okay, let me put, and just continue. Nigerians, naturally, we save. But the thing is that what we get on saving is, if monies are not taken as VAT or whatever, it's actually reduced. Fixed deposit, how much are you going to get from fixed deposit? But when you go into the capital market, it turns people into millionaires overnight.
Okay. That overnight side of it is the one we are going to put a caveat on. Now, let's get to our next story for today, and it has to do with African startup. African startup are hitting it strong in January. Now, they have raised over $177.1 million in 2026 January. African startups industry began 2026 on a slower note, with total funding declining sharply as capital remained concentrated among a few dominant companies. Investors appeared more selective, favoring established players over early-stage ventures. In January 2026, 28 startups raised $177.1 million, down from $349.1 million secured across 75 deals in December 2025. The figure also trails the $292.65 million raised through 54 deals in January 2025. Now, this is reflecting a tightening investment climate. Analysts say the drop signals cautious investor sentiment, shifting risk appetite and increased scrutiny of valuation, even as African long-term innovation potentials continue to attract global capital venture interest. Do you see this more of an investment drought or a geopolitical shift that is happening? People are not sure what the US, America, and Russia are doing, and they're just being cautious.
Well, we can look at it that way. What is going on around the world, especially Trump, it's something that you need to also put in your 5-year or 2-year plan and be sure, because Trump can wake up today and say, okay, I'm putting 50% tariffs on anything coming into the country. And they might go to the court, Congress might say this, that, and, well, they might bring it down or not. But I see Africa as a very right place to invest. I see Africa, it's just getting the right people to do the right thing, or getting the qualified people to do what is expected. Africa is a gold mine. And I won't say sad. It's not sad. But the good thing about it is that we are waking up. We are taking back what is ours. And I believe that Africa is just where we should start looking out for.
Africa is what we should start looking out for. Dear Doc, Africa has the youngest population of all the continents. Africa has the highest rate of logistics movement when it comes to direct economic buying of the whole continent. We are not as rich as others, but we are buying more than others. Is this more of a signal that this is where the market is shifting to?
Well, I think a lot of economic analysts believe that the future is in Africa and in Asia, and that is because every metrics you want to look at in terms of active population is in Africa, uncultivated land mass is in Africa, underdevelopment is in Africa, and so there's so much to be done in Africa, and so anybody who wants value for money on investment must certainly be looking toward Africa. But again, I don't want it to sound as if that Africa is losing money, as there seems to be a drop in the investment from November, December up to January. And when you look at the way things are done globally, budgets are being passed, implementation at this early stage are slow, and therefore what people have as disposable income coming out of festivity and the rest of it will not be as heavy as it was in November, when markets are closing and people are receiving more money for investment. The worry will only start when we get to the middle of the year, as budgets are being implemented and we are not seeing inflow that is coming from whether offshore or onshore. So I think that for me is what it is. There's opportunity in Africa, and everybody must work hard to take advantage of that opportunity. God has blessed us with so much of mineral resources that are under our feet. Rare earth minerals are in Africa, most of them untapped. And even where they are tapped, of course, they are not actually leveraged as they should. So investors globally must begin to look toward Africa and partner with African countries so that eventually and ultimately, like it's predicted, Africa will ultimately feed the whole world in terms of food security, in terms of access to technology and the rest of it. Our young population is a plus for us. And of course, we're seeing how we're making strides in the fintech side of the world with young people who are lesser than 40, becoming multimillionaires and billionaires in Africa. And those are good signs that there's a lot of opportunities in Africa that we can leverage. And even our sons and daughters who are in the diaspora must also take advantage of what is going on at home and bring in their foreign exchange to also tap into the opportunities that the society is creating for the entire globe.
Tapping into the opportunities the society and Africa is creating for the entire globe. I like the part where he talked about Africa feeding the world. Yes. So we are looking at agricultural startups. This is a gold mine on its own, and you don't need heaven and earth to start up. You just don't need an angel to come down to tell you, okay, take 50 million. You can start from somewhere.
Well, I've always said it that I don't want to say what I said yesterday again, but I've always said it that if I have some opportunity aside this work, I would go into agriculture.
It's not late. We will push you. Now, talking about agriculture, the president, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, has extended the ban on raw shea nut export by a year. Now, the president has approved a 1-year extension of the ban on export of raw shea nuts. Now, this is effective from February 26th, 2026 to February 25th, 2027. Now, this decision reinforces the government's push to strengthen local processing and industrial capacity. In a statement posted on X, Special Advisor to the President, Bayo Ononuga, said the extension underscores the administration's commitment to advancing domestic value addition and supporting economic transformation goals. Officials noted that the policy is aligned with the renewed Hope agenda aimed at boosting agro-industrial growth, creating jobs, and increasing export earnings through processed agricultural products, rather than raw commodity shipments. Now, last year, when this particular policy came on board, a lot of concerns were raised. First being the locals who see this as a daily means of putting food on the table.
Yes.
How were they going to feed? How are they going to fend? Are we having a consumer board that will be inaugurated to take care of them? Whereby they can just, okay, we'll still do our picking and we'll now give to you. You pay us. Whatever you want to do, you do. And that school of thought was, okay, good enough, fine. The processing firms, where is the state going to play? Where is the local government going to play? Because at that particular point in time, we did not have enough people playing within that particular chain. People were just making money off bring, sell, push the Olam ships abroad, and you collect your money. But now we'll see that if push comes to shove, Nigeria can really do something. Is this a good policy in the right direction?
It's a good policy in the right direction. We just need to make sure it's not just on paper. Okay. We need to secure our borders because whether we like it or not, smuggling will still go on. So we need to ensure that customs and the rest of them need to ensure that what has been banned is banned. You know. Now, shea butter itself, it's used for a whole lot of things. Skincare, cosmetics, even in the food industry and all that. So there's so much pharmaceuticals. So there's so much production that can be done, manufacturing. But how many of them do we have in the country?
That is the push the government is telling us to get into.
Now, if you say, okay, you ban this thing, just like you rightly said, those who are in the business of, you know, getting these things and selling it off to whoever wants to export it or process it, what's going to happen to them? We need to, and there are still those who, excuse me, who export them. Now, their business has been cancelled because they cannot do that anymore. So, the manufacturers, how many of them do we have in the country, presently in the country? Because to go into manufacturing is not something that you just, apart from just having the capital, there's a whole lot There's the bureaucracies, there's the internal, this thing. I mean, God help you if you have trustworthy people who can, because you have to also ensure that what is being produced is what is actually taken out of the manufacturing company. If not, you have a lot of people siphoning what is being produced. So,
should we dwell on negativities of somebody else's production line or somebody else's business?
No, I'm talking about the intricacies to go into manufacturing. Because we can talk about manufacturing, but what is really involved in going into manufacturing? You also need approval. Now, in a country whereby standard quality control is not yet 100%, that also has to come into play. So where is the government going to go? Now, if, for instance, I want to go into manufacturing, I need a loan. Who am I going to approach? The bank or the BOI?
BOI is there, the bank is there. Do you, okay now, you are looking at challenges that is out there.
It's out there.
But now, if we look at, if we keep considering the falling from a bicycle, we'll ride the bicycle.
Definitely. Now, let's also remember how Dangote became Dangote.
How many times did he fall? As we speak, he's still falling.
He's still falling. But it took one man to call him, to ask him, what would it take you to produce cement here than bringing it in? I
think that is the question the president is asking all of us. Let's ban this and let all of us get into it. Doc, I'm coming to you. Dear Doc, now we see this particular line of business that has been shut. For those that have been privileged to grow up in the middle belt and some part of the northern part of the country, you will observe that the shea butter tree is more just like God just woke up one day and said, Nigeria, I'm going to overbless you. Over 90% of them are not planted. They grow up or they grow on their own. And this has been a way of life for a lot of people. Now this ban has come. We enjoy the local use of the shea butter or ori around this side. But a whole lot can still come out of it. Now this policy has come. Now, as somebody that is well-versed in policy and implementation and advice, what will you be telling the government now to cater both for the pickers, the middlemen sellers, and the small exporters, not the big ones that sell to their own country, to take care of that particular chain? Then how will you also advise on people latching onto this policy to start value chain addition for shea butter nut?
Just yesterday, I was having a conversation with a colleague of mine here, and we're talking about the ban that, because it was reported at the newspapers yesterday that the ban expired, and he was trying to see what's going to happen the next. And I said, well, government has not achieved its purpose, and I'm very sure and certain that government is not going to lift the ban immediately, because what we intend to achieve in that sector, we have not achieved yet. It's ironious that Africa, or Nigeria, for example, is one of the world's largest producers of shea butter. And in a market that is valued at about $6 billion, our own share of that market is less than 1%. Which is what happened when what you do is only to sell raw materials and you don't add value to them at home. But that said, government can only do what they will do, and that is creating